pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock hearing, alley closure, Ruby Miller, Pleasant Hill Edition, Shinston. Alden, you?
Good morning, you all. This has been before you all once before, and we've gone back and tweaked things, tried to clean it up a little bit for you. As you would see in the amended petition that was submitted, all of the affected and adjacent property owners have all reviewed and agreed to the petition. So there really is no objection that I am aware of to the petition as it currently stands before you.
Because they were in here before.
They were in here before, more or less.
They were notified of this today.
Yes, that's correct. And the publisher's certificate has been provided to you all as well. And I went ahead, not certified mail, but I also circulated a notice of hearing to the other property owners for this, as well as had some excellent meetings with Charlotte over the planning and zoning. So from our position, we think the issue is pretty clear. As I had said last time, there are no existing roads. They only exist on paper at this point. So what we're asking is for just the formal closure abandonment of those sections that have been listed in the petition. And that's all I really have for you all today, unless you all have any questions.
Charlotte, no utilities, any right away,
No, sir.
no future need.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Trevose, do you have any? I don't have any.
Okay.
So, what's the pleasure?
Madam President, you may, just for the record, make sure that there's no one in attendance that would object, and just that way it's on the record.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here to object to the alley abandonment at question at Pleasant Hill Edition of Shinston here in the room today?
You may check on Zoom
Or
also.
on Zoom?
Mr. Davis, if you could let them unmute themselves if they are.
Is there anybody opposed to the alley abandonment at Pleasant Hill Edition in Shinston on Zoom? Hearing none, I would say there's nobody in opposition. Now,
Motion to move forward.
so you want to grant the petition?
I do.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. You will do the necessary paperwork and get the deed.
Absolutely. We'll
Okay.
get all that done. Thank you all very much.
You got it.
On the deeds, will it be split among the property owners or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll coordinate all of that. The idea was to take down the center line and split appropriately. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay. Now to new business. Is there anyone in the room or on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Besides Mike. Anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Okay, I believe Mike signed up to
Yeah.
speak.
And I thought I was going to be on the agenda today, but I'm not.
Go ahead and
This-
identify yourself.
My name is Mike Pizzino, GIS coordinator and website admin now. So you guys should have all got an email from me with the new website, following the Berkeley County kind of model. I spoke with Mr. Spires and Mr. Romano. Both of their websites are going to match your website. Your new website is done. Went over with IT this morning and we did some review. They seem pretty happy. They can do updates as well as me. More importantly, your Facebook's done, Twitter's done, and we have an Instagram page now. If you want me to admin that, send me content. Someone send me content. They're ready to go. I haven't put it out there publicly yet.
Now, is there a way to take care of the comments?
We can monitor comments. I think that we can prevent comments if
Yeah.
that's,
Don't let it
if
go.
that's,
Like Board of Education.
okay.
We're
Yeah.
like they-
Yep, I know there's filters if you want to do comments for language.
we don't want
You-
to filter. I don't want to filter.
You don't want any comments at all on Facebook.
I don't want what happened in over the
Okay.
Zoom meeting and we had.
Okay,
we've already
yeah,
had for
yeah,
family on the TV for the whole county. We're not gonna do that.
I agree with you. Okay, 100%. So send me content,
That's the down.
we'll get it out there.
Let me ask you this, 70% of internet now is done on a mobile phone. Are we mobile phone friendly?
We very much are,
Okay,
and it's definitely 70, probably more.
okay.
I see closer to 90 on my servers.
Well, everything's not mobile friendly. That's why it's not more, because there's some
Yeah.
things you just can't do. What I'm saying is, can people access,
Our
Our
website
departments.
is 100% mobile friendly.
get Rocky's contact information?
Yep.
The assessor's office, okay.
Yep. And I'll, like I say, Rocky's website is pretty extensive. It's going to be completely changed in the next week to match the county commissions. So it will look the same across all departments now, and Mr. Spires as well. So that was all I had. If there's any questions or you need anything from me, you all have my contact, but I'm ready for content for Facebook, social media, whatever.
You're comfortable,
Send
we
it
can
on.
send you pictures and stuff like she
Send-
swears somebody in and.
Send me anything. If I have questions, I'll ask, but otherwise it'll be posted. Okay? Thank you,
Let me
guys.
ask you this, I'm sorry.
No.
Can we get all our stuff now? Like if somebody wants a permit, can they go online and get that without having to come to courthouse? Is there anything that anybody can't do now online rather than come to the courthouse?
I don't know what every office does, but if we can get the word out that if this can't be got online, let Mike know. And
Willie?
we'll make sure that it's
Can
done.
we get with constitutional officers, so any
I
form
mean, I know
that, you know,
I know the assessor's office and
Clerk's office
and
is-
clerk's office pretty much is planning. You have a lot on there. But I don't know every form, so if anybody needs it,
Can
by all
people pay
means.
on, with a credit card on, okay,
how hard would that be?
it's not hard.
credit card, it's not hard.
Can we set that up so people don't have to come to
We
courthouse?
piggyback on the sheriff,
Yeah, and we could all do that.
yeah, and it doesn't cost any more than.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about that, like taking dog taxes online.
Right, but for $3 and $6, it's what it would cost
You'd be
people.
surprised at the birth certificates that for $5,
And I think this is something we probably should look
or
at.
somebody will complain about the convenience fee.
Well, it's the convenience of being at home, not having to go anywhere.
Yeah,
It is a convenience.
I understand, believe me, I understand. But I've been seeing that frequently here lately.
Yeah,
The
okay,
more you spend, the more you have to pay too.
right,
It's a percentage.
right. So, and if it's cheaper to come in,
Right.
and you
Do it.
want to come in, please by all means come in.
Exactly.
Old fashioned mail.
That's
it.
right. And then,
That's right.
not a problem.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Mike.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
And I will take a look at that, I promise you.
Yes, yeah, y'all just let me know. Oh, and one last thing for you, there were some parcels missing.
Oh, yes, did you get that?
That was all my fault,
I
and it
heard,
is
I heard,
fixed.
I heard.
It is fixed.
Okay, I got a little nervous.
Yeah, me too.
I bet you did.
Me too. All right. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, number 2, consent agenda. I just have some comments and I can't help myself. You know how I feel about the minutes. The one I know is really necessary, I think, was the one meeting that Jessica was here in place of Mr. Parker. The others just clarified individuals, I believe.
Yeah, that's what most of them were titles or clarifications, yes.
So. But I just wanted to throw that out. Because I don't like the looks of the way we do it. Hopefully, where are we with board docs? Do we know? I may ask if this is appropriate to ask.
We've had a follow-up meeting the last Friday, I think it was, and we'll probably do one more refresher training or whatever and see where everybody stands.
Okay, what's the motion to accept consent agenda? Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Payroll change notices.
We only have one, and it's just a change in department.
Look at that. What's the pleasure on payroll change notices? Motion to accept payroll change notices. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. I didn't see any exoneration of corrected tickets.
None that I'm aware of.
Okay, I didn't see any consolidation of land either.
None that I'm aware
Number 6. Consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2019 bonds issued to the Charles Point Economic Opportunity Development District, Series 2015 A and B Development District Number 3 White Oaks Project Number 2, and Series 2008 A Charles Point Project Number 2 North Land Bay Improvements. Clerk.
You do have copies in your agenda packet. All of them are MuniCap related, which is the financial advisor, the $1,456.25. $1,537.50 and $150.
Any questions on the requisitions? Hearing none. Motion to proceed with the requisitions as stated by Mr. Parker. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Item 7, you do not have any this week.
Okay, what about number 8?
Yes, number 8,
Okay.
we do have,
Review, discuss, consider the adoption of a resolution in order by the county commission which would authorize the extension of the drawdown period for the county commission's outstanding tax increment revenue, Series 2016A, Development District Number 4, White Oaks Industrial Park Project Number 1, from November 1, 2019 to March 31, 2021. I mean, is that the email that was going back and forth?
from Mr. Amon.
Making corrections?
Yes, and his colleague is here today to review that, answer any questions you may have. As I understand it, it's a simple extension of the date for drawdowns to close out the drawdowns from November 29th to March of 2021.
That's correct.
If you could identify yourself for the record.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having us. My name's Josh Jarrell. I'm an attorney at Steptoe & Johnson. I work with Tom Amon, who is the primary counsel on this matter. As Mr. Parker mentioned, this is a simple amendment to the existing bond documents to extend the drawdown date from November 1st, 2019. And as these documents are written presently until March 31st, 2021. I was talking to counsel to the trustee this morning, and it was suggested that it would be probably preferable for the commission to have a little bit of extra cushion. So when you're considering the resolution, we suggest that you amend the drawdown date from March 31st as it's presently stated in these draft documents, or these documents, until April 30th. That would give the commission a little bit of extra time to process any closeout requisitions. There's not that much left, but that would give the commission a little extra time.
You say there's not that much left.
There's about $10,000 left. But there's some work that still needs to get done, and then to move everything from commission to trustee, to get everything processed, and just give you an extra 30 days. And that way we wouldn't have to come back again and perhaps avoid having to amend our documents one more time.
You just want a motion on the floor that we're giving an extension of 30 days.
Well, we have the documents to sign today,
Okay.
and the motion that we would recommend the commission consider is to adopt the documents with the drawdown date of April 30th, 2021. And then we will have a signature already and provide the commission with the revised documents that reflect the drawdown date of April 30th.
And then Mr. Clerk, motion as stated. Move forward, please.
But these are expenses that you've incurred since November of 19.
These are, yes, expenses that have occurred after the original drawdown date deadline of November 1st. So this will allow the final requisition. Yeah, originally the date was November 1st, 2019. The commission approved a requisition in February. So that occurred after the drawdown date. This is an amendment to the documents to allow for that final requisition that was paid to be properly documented. And then these documents, again, would need to be amended, that final deadline date of March 31, as they're presently written, until April 30th, just, again, to give you guys a little bit extra time.
So the motion has been made to move forward as stated by the attorney. Any further questions?
Just as long as this is the end of it.
This is the end of it.
As long as he makes that part of the motion.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, with that addition,
Amend the
Mr. Fudge.
motion to include, this is,
The last time we're gonna
this is revisited.
move that date out. Fair enough.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a long time just to all of a sudden realize there's $10,000.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. No opposition, I don't believe. Motion carried. Thank you.
Mr. Porter, how do I?
If you want to leave the documents for signature, we can get those back to you.
Do you want me to just leave the signature pages?
That's agreeable with us.
Okay, so I'll,
Do we have the final somewhere?
We will get the final.
No, I mean, is there somewhere that,
Yes,
We have-
the other documents, yeah, with the original dates we have, yes.
so you just want the signature page?
Yeah.
you want to hang out? and sign?
I mean, I'm happy to do that if you guys are going to meet for a little bit longer, though.
Only a little while, just a little while.
So there's just one signature for the bond,
Okay.
and 3 signatures for each of the other documents.
All right.
Never slip anything else in there on it. That scares me to death, just as long as.
I'm happy to leave the document as well, if you prefer. You want me to leave it? You with the clerk.
That'll be fine, yeah, because it,
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Josh.
Commissioner.
Okay, number 9, review, discuss, consider job description for county engineer.
I utilized the draft that was provided by Mr. Simmerman and used the job description program that that the county has, and sent this out the email to the commissioners on the Thursday, the 25th. And just wanted to get final approval before advertised to make sure everybody was in agreement and to move forward. And as the job description is presented or developed and presented here.
Willie, did you get the dates that we had already established? When you went over the minutes?
I saw those, yes.
Are you gonna be able to?
I will get that out. We'll try to get those dates. It may be another week, because I think it was March the 10th and 17th.
Just back it up on one?
Yeah, I would probably give adequate time for people to apply, advertise, for a couple of weeks or whatever, and then get back. But we will get it out, assuming it's approved today, we'll get it out and advertise post haste and get the process started.
And then, Madam President, the only thing I had was, during the debate, what we talked about that was against was that it would be a pay scale somewhere between 77 and 125, but we only listed it at 99, so I need to be 125.
I do believe that's what was discussed.
I can change the pay grade. I mean, I listed it from a K1 to a P1, which is on our scale. And those are the associated numbers. If we approach 125, that'll be more than anybody else in the courthouse.
It's your number, Willie. When you're against it, that's what you used against me. You can't
Oh,
change it.
I understand that's,
I
yeah,
understand.
But-
It's your number.
yeah,
I'm not saying it's what we're gonna hire somebody for it, but I'm saying that was your number in the debate. So,
yes, that,
okay,
I understand where that number comes from.
okay.
I understand, just, as the commission is probably aware, a similar, in past hirings, we brought someone in and we ended up increasing about 20 people as a result of that higher salary that came in. I was just trying to avoid a repeat of that.
Okay.
It's, you guys determine, or you lady and guys, sorry, determine what we want to put out there, so I can list whatever.
I just want to put out there what was said. So,
Now, did I read in here that it would be addressing and mapping too?
Yes,
Mr. Hinkle? It's very extensive job description, I'll say that. Do you have any?
No comments.
It's a pleasure.
motion to move forward
Motion to move forward,
and back up the dates 1 week from what was already established.
move the dates for advertising and the other concerning this position.
and I'm assuming that includes to put the top salary range in the neighborhood of 125 as it fits into our matrix. Am I correct in that?
That's what was said.
Okay, I wasn't here at that meeting, so I did see the dates, but I didn't see the numbers on the salary.
Is that in minutes we haven't gotten yet?
Yes. Well, we received them yesterday. I need to get 3 of those and then have them for the next week.
Okay. Motion's been made to move forward. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Review, discuss, consider the appointment of Thomas A. Bryant to the vacant position for Eastview PSD. Is there anything we need to be made aware of on this, Mr. Parker, that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Reappointment to Eastview,
I'm sorry, I did.
it's a reappointment.
Says new board.
No, it's a vacant position right now. It's a new appointment, a new individual.
Do we have any information on the individual?
I do not.
Make a motion to table it till we know who the person is.
Second.
We can ask for that. We will do that.
I mean, it gives a little background right here in this letter.
I'd like
That's
to-
not good enough? Okay. Motion has been made to table this matter until we get more information on the individual. All in favor?
I'm sorry. I was gonna ask planning to get some more information and sit down and talk to Joan.
All right.
Sorry about that. Susan.
That's all right. Make sure that Charlotte sits down and talks with the individual.
Yep.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Review, discuss, consider reappointment of Robert Bush to the Summit Park PSD.
Motion to move forward, Mr. Reappointment of Mr. Bush.
Motion to move forward with Mr. Bush.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Commissioner comments. I just have, and I probably should know this after 2 months, but the agenda process, there seems to be some breakdown with the agenda. What's the deadline? What should the office staff be doing when somebody calls and says they want one on the agenda? Are they aware of what should happen?
Normally, we, of course, send out a draft agenda on Friday to the commissioners for review. We sometimes do receive stuff after, items after that time period. We finalize and develop and scan the agenda Monday afternoon and send that out, unless there's a holiday somewhere in that time period, but normally that would be when the agenda is finalized. But we ask for stuff to be to us by noon time period on Fridays, so we can get that draft agenda developed.
And that gives you plenty of time to get it out?
Yes.
Because I mean, some things have been left on. I questioned a few things and didn't get an answer, and it still appeared on the agenda. Actually, there were 2 or 3 things.
Okay.
And then the breakdown with the hearing today.
Yeah, that was just, I did not communicate. I received a letter, scheduled it, and just forgot to communicate to the clerk's office.
That's all I have. Anybody else?
No, ma'am.
Willie, do you have an estimated date when we'll start the new roof on the old 911 building?
I need to get with Thrasher. And see where we stand on the bid documents. They have not finalized those yet for whatever reason, so I'll have to get with Thrasher Group. And
Start the email with it's springtime.
yes, I was gonna do that yesterday and just ran out of time and didn't get to it, but
I saw an email about training. I'm okay with it unless there's a reason why we wouldn't let them train.
I was gonna ask about from the sheriff on that property.
Any reason not to?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, I'm okay with it. It's people are starting to use the trail. We've got to get back on it and pick up the winter trash. Well, I'd like you to go ahead and see how it would affect us to go ahead and get a phone system in where, for example, for the assessor, press 1, for the county clerk, press 2. I really think that in the future can help us to possibly reduce payroll. That way they could just go to an automated system like frankly everywhere else and find their way through the courthouse. I don't think we have to have somebody answering the phone for that. And then one of the things I want to do is I want to start cross-training if the other 2 commissioners want to make it an agenda item. I'd like to start with Becky Nesbitt. I'd like for her to cross-train with, and I asked the clerk if she could work with Erica and do requisitions, learn how to process requisitions, and also do the agenda. And then, because she is somebody that understands scanning, she can do all that for us.
Cross-training is always important.
Yeah. Just get her on the agenda, requisitions and scanning, which I know she already has. But I think the start of that, I was also finding out if we could get a phone system in, one-time expense, and that later we could save money that way. I don't know how many cell phones are throughout the courthouse. I've tried to figure that out. I'm not sure how many were required to give, who were required to give one to. But one of the cost-saving methods we could do is just by giving a cell phone allowance, letting you get your own cell phone, whoever you want, whatever plan you want, but a way to maybe give a $50 allowance and then not have such a cell phone bill. Just a way to cost cut if it makes sense. I understand the deputies have to have them, so they wouldn't be a part of that. I understand there's some people that are required to have them, that they wouldn't be a part of that either. But if it's an opportunity to cut back cost, let's do that.
This is not fun. Commissioner comments, we're going to discuss this.
Well, we can make that an agenda item.
I don't know when to do it, Dave.
Next meeting,
Can I do it this one?
no, sir,
Why?
because it's not on the agenda.
Actually,
When we're asked to make our comments, it's not to come up with agenda items to vote on.
yeah, but isn't this something that Willie would handle administratively?
If the 3 of us tell him to, but we're not voting on doing this. At this point, we've directed him to do phones, directed him to have other staff do things, and Susan and I have had no input into this conversation.
I think you have all the input in the world right now.
If that's, Patsy, I understand that, but was not on the agenda.
It doesn't have to be on the agenda to have an open conversation in the sunshine, Dave. That's what this is all about. This is how we get a game plan and move forward. We've gotta,
Would you rather,
I mean, we can make all these agenda items if you want to, but if that's the case, what do we have the administration for?
I don't know. You and Susan seem to be making the decisions, and you've got everything set up for him to do. There's not a commission discussion here on anything that you brought up. Was asked for commission comments. You're given directions and asking for things to be done. That's not how it works. So I'll come back here and join with the public and let you two
David?
make your.
With all
No,
due
Susan.
with all
No,
due
Susan,
respect.
you.
Okay, I'm gonna grab hold of this meeting, okay? Okay,
Good. Grab hold of it.
he's allowed to comment on whatever he wants to. Now, should he direct him? Maybe not.
Nope.
I'm running this meeting, okay?
Make a motion to dismiss.
Motion to dismiss what? There wasn't a motion made.
I'm making a motion to dismiss.
Dismiss what?
Commission meeting.
You mean adjourn?
Yep.
We're not done. We've got hearings.
Hey,
Actually, we're late for one right now.
Let me just ask one more question. Will you have any update on Ford Dock?
He gave that update earlier, sorry. Yes, he did.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have another meeting and I'll have to get that scheduled with our
I apologize.
trainer and
Okay, it's 10:35 unless you want to move forward with any comments you have, Mr. Hankel.
Oh, yeah, I would wish in the future that Mr. Treehouse would speak for the commission when it's on radio. And use the word I instead of we. I don't appreciate that, when he's on the radio, that he's implying that he's representing the commission by using the word we. Those are all his personal opinions. They're not mine. They're not yours. So in the future, if he would refrain from using the word we, I would appreciate it.
Anything else? Okay, 10:30, we have a public nuisance hearing, Mary Short, for Summit area. It is 10:36. Charlotte, you, okay. This gentleman is here.
I'm Curtis Short, I'm married son.
Okay,
We've scheduled him before for a hearing, and he called and he's, told us he was getting someone to tear it down. They were getting it done, so I took him off the list. Come to find out, nothing happened, so now he's back on it. So we're here now for the hearing to get something done about this house. It needs to be tore down. It's really bad shape.
Mr. Short, you,
My mother has dementia. And just before the last meeting, she discussed it last summer. First I found out about there's any kind of action being brought against her regarding the property. And I talked to Charlotte and mentioned that we would like to tear it down, but wasn't able to just go tear it down. Well, I didn't have the funds or the resources. I did, however, have somebody go in and brush hog the lot, clean it up, get a bunch of the junk off of it. And I honestly didn't realize that the intention was, that the end goal was to have it torn down. I thought that that was enough to finish it. And because the house is not falling down, it's empty. It's probably not savable because of some of the things inside, but it's not falling down from the outside. It's not noticeable that it's falling down. Anyway, fast forward to this month, I've got an asbestos report so that I can, and it's clear of asbestos. I've got contractors going in this week to give estimates on what it would cost to tear it down. I'm moving forward, trying to get it done. Like I said, I just have contractors coming this week. I don't know what kind of timeline I'm looking at getting it torn down, but I will get it torn down. My only concern right now is,
how much time, when do you think you can get this done?
well, my other concern is how much is it going to cost? I have a little bit of reserve funds that I can dip into to do this, but I honestly don't know.
Where is this in your son? Take me to the post office, Charlotte, and go one way or the other.
It's as soon as you cross the railroad tracks coming from 50, or the rail trail now, and go past, it used to be the schoolhouse lot. It's the one just underneath the schoolhouse lot,
So it's right along.
right along Wilsonburg Road. And I would also like to ask, is it for just the house or is it the house and the garage? I'd like to keep the garage, because the garage is in really good shape.
I could ask Danny to check it out and see if the garage is savable.
Because it's completely separate. It's like 40 feet away from the house.
Is it? The two different properties?
No, it's the same property, but it's not attached at all.
We don't know what kind of shape the garage is. Is this the
I-
back of the house? This other picture? With the growth all over it?
I see what you're looking at.
I don't know.
That one, yeah, you don't know. Is that the back of the house?
Yes, that's the view from the lot above. That bank has a lot of growth on it, and that's a real poor representation of what the lot looks like. Most of what you see there is on the bank, it's not actually down on the lot.
How long have we been working on this, Charlotte?
Since October of 2019.
That last summer was the first I heard about it being an issue. My mother has dementia, but was pretty adamant about not letting us know about a lot of things.
Who owns the property?
My mother, Mary Short.
And does she have a legal guardian?
Right now, it's just processing. We've just now got that she has, doesn't have an official diagnosis. My sister has medical power of attorney. The doctor gave her that last year. There's been a couple other things happen and we're trying to backtrack about. But we're trying to take care of what we need to take care of and get the property torn down. It's one of the things where mom knows it needs torn down. She just doesn't want anybody to mess with it. She's thinking, see, it's something she can handle, but then 5 minutes from now, she'll need to go to the bathroom and won't have any idea what you're talking about.
She can know that none of you have legal guardianship over her.
Not at the moment, no. I'm not sure what process, how we process that. I've moved in with her in her home in Will Summit, which is just up the road from where this is. I drive by this property every day.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the commission?
If you don't mind, I'd like to bring this back next week and let me do some, let us all do some homework. Please.
Mr. Henkel, is that amenable to you?
I think we need to allow the gentleman to come back to us with the cost for estimate.
I should be able to have that for you next week. So, I'm getting like 3 estimates.
So let's put this back on for next week.
Yeah, I want to just do a drive by. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No problem.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr.
Like I said, I wasn't under the understanding that it needed tore down until last month. So, I wasn't clear that that's what the commission wanted to be done.
Okay. We'll put this back on for next week. Good enough?
Same time, same time.
I don't know about the time.
So, yeah.
Ms. Schaefer will be in contact.
Okay, thank you. You got my number, right?
I do not.
My cell phone is 304-627-9586.
Okay. I'll give you a call.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Beth.
Tell her I said hello. If you remember.
Thank you.
10:44, but it was a 10:45 here.
Yeah, I like
Alvarez Jr. and others. Emmanuel Alvarez III, Spelter area. Anybody here for that property? Still got a few seconds probably.
Susan, I have one more thing. Hey, Willie, are you gonna create like a line item that you all do on the $400,000 for Larry Ryan building and other buildings so that we can keep track of how much is being spent?
Yes,
Because we need an estimate on how much to give the other building looking up to before, we gotta know, do we need to put 25 into that or 50 in that before we spend all of it on the other one? Before, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, Thrasher Group is doing those property reviews right now. To see, check the mechanical, electrical, et cetera, so we know what we're looking at. So those reviews have not been completed, but I know they're in the process.
Okay, but no work will be done until that process is started, is finished.
Yeah, they're doing, community corrections is doing some painting right now in the former MSES on West Main Street property.
Okay.
They're doing some painting is all that's been taking place.
How will you keep track of that? So that it doesn't end up at 425 or 405?
I'll develop a line item for that property.
Can you let me know what it is so I can follow it?
Okay, yes.
No one is out there.
No one.
Just writing
Okay, so this one also is Danny's. He's been after them since March 2020.
out. You know, he knows all of this today. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but- I don't think that is the time. Okay, go ahead.
This is right before you turn in to go to Spelter, along Route 19. We've been getting a lot of complaints about it. It's falling into the creek behind it.
Oh, really? Alvarez. Joseph Clark. And they don't care of me.
Has Mr. Alvarez said anything to you, Charlotte?
I have not talked to Mr. Alvarez. They have not called us. They have not talked to us. They have been served. They do know about it.
They were served on the 13th day of January, 9:51 a.m. Emmanuel Alvarez III.
Motion to send it on to court.
Any further discussion? Motion's been made to send it to circuit court. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Madam President, I think I mentioned earlier, the 11 o'clock hearing, it cannot take place. In fact, wouldn't have. I failed to notify the clerk's office, so if it's agreeable with the commission, looking at rescheduling that for April the 14th at 10:15. That's during our regular meeting on that day.
I have no problem. Gives
So
them
it's
plenty of
something the
time.
family's in a hurry for.
The request came from a creditor of the estate.
So we don't have anything scheduled until 11:15, is that correct?
That's, to my knowledge, that's correct.
Do we want to recess until 11:15?
Motion to recess.
Motion's been made to recess until 11:15. Any discussion on that? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Yes, sir.
A motion has been made to reconvene the commission meeting. And all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried.
Does it here?
Let's see, 11:15, Laura Phillips, Mountaineer Food Bank, request for office space. I take it one of you are, no? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
She's on the Zoom, we need to.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, I will.
Check that again.
There I am. Okay, I'm unmuted now. Thank you. Good morning, Harrison County Commissioners and guests. My name is Laura Phillips. I'm with Mountaineer Food Bank. Just to give a little summary of who we are, what we do, and I have a request today. So Mountaineer Food Bank is located in Braxton County. We're a Feeding America food bank and we serve 48 counties of the state. we operate programs, feeding programs, and then we also partner with local agencies in those counties like food pantry, soup kitchens, backpack programs. So my request is specific to our Veterans Table program. We operate a monthly distribution at the VA Memorial Park on the third Friday of the month. We serve about 400 veterans there from Clarksburg and surrounding counties, probably about 4 or 5 surrounding counties. We see participants from. We are looking to bring on a VISTA in the Clarksburg community. So a VISTA is through the AmeriCorps program, which is the Corporation of CNCS, Corporation for National and Community Service, I think is what the federal program is called, or federal agency. So so we're looking for a VISTA, which is a person that will be located in the Clarksburg community, working on building relationships and having a presence there to solidify our Veterans Table program. We hope to eventually transition to like a physical site, because right now we're doing a mobile pantry distribution, but we hope to turn that into a physical location so we can create more access for our veterans, because right now if you're not in the area during that 2-hour distribution window once a month, you can't access the program. So but for my primary request is, if for this VISTA, for this person, this applicant that we're trying to acquire, we are required to provide them an office space. And so that's why I'm reaching out today, to see if if you guys could provide any ideas, or would have any space that is under your kind of dominion, or that would be able to be provided for this. And I don't know if I should expect an answer today, or you guys can discuss it, and just what the next steps would be. But I was told that this would be the best place to propose this request. So thank you again.
Do you need an office or also inventory space?
Just office at this point. So just to be totally transparent, we are looking for a VISTA. We haven't had as many applicants as we would like, because the VISTA program, it's paid volunteer experience. So it's a living allowance, or living stipend is what I think that's what the language is. And so we just haven't had as many applicants as we hope. So we don't have that person set yet, or committed. So, but we are doing interviews next week, and I hope to have somebody in place by the end of March. But I think, there would be, if it doesn't happen, I don't think it has to happen that quickly, but that's kind of the timeline. And we would provide like all the office supplies and things. Like we could provide that piece. It would just be a space. And like I said, if even if you guys have any ideas of who I could contact, or any other organizations that might be able to assist, or if the county themselves have space, that would be helpful. So.
Can we think about this and talk about it and get back to you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just wanted to pitch it out there, and yeah, just what's the best way to kind of like keep it, like this conversation going, or we like
give us your phone number.
Okay, sounds good. So 304-689-6572.
Okay, and I apologize. Your first name was?
Laura, Laura Phillips.
Hey, Laura Phillips, I'm Patsy.
Yes.
I don't know what to say right now. I wasn't ready for this. So can you let me think about it and talk?
Oh, sure. Sure. No problem. Yeah, I wasn't expecting any answers today or anything. I was just thankful for the opportunity to share.
Do you have an answer, David?
Well, I mean, I think we have lots of possibilities, even if it's out at the
911.
where 911 used to be, or
There's empty offices out there.
there's potential at where OEM is. I'm gathering it's short term. It's not gonna be like.
Is it, how long did you need it for? Was it a year?
Yeah, that was a good question. A year. Yep, I didn't touch on that.
I mean, it's not an issue, and even if you, Patsy, at some point, the old Social Security building would be something that office and food distribution at some point would probably be a great place for them to work out of too. So I think it's just a
Mr. Parker, do
matter,
you want to try to come up with something?
matter
or
of
work with
figuring
her?
out what spot we have, but I don't think it's for one person.
Ms. Phillips, this is Willie Parker. You have my email and I'll
Okay.
and get back with you and then to make sure the commission is aware of any possibilities. So we can, in the next week or two, get that taken care of, hopefully for you and see what's what.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate, any looking into it, and, if nothing ever comes of it, that's fine. But I thank you for your time today, listening to my request.
Yeah, I think you probably maybe Patsy found something down at the school board with
Okay,
Chambers.
thank you. And somebody- Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye, Laura.
Bye.
I see a hand raised. Is that on purpose or?
Are these two young ladies here from Northwestern Mutual?
No,
Are you-
we're the 12 o'clock on the agenda.
Oh, okay. Good.
Proceed.
Takes care of that.
Take care of that.
Okay. Well, are you the only two that are here? Are you expecting anybody else?
Just us.
Okay. Nobody has any objections, we can go ahead and move them to now.
Perfect.
Okay.
So my name is Allie. My name's actually one that's on the agenda, but that's Vanessa. She figured she'd sit back there since it's just one chair. That's fine. But we are from the company Liberty National. We partner with some other counties, Doddridge County, Lewis County, Taylor County, lots of cities and counties around here. The list goes on, but I'll keep it brief. Basically, we have got them set up with some employee benefits that were no cost to the county and saved them on some tax dollars. So I was just going to give you a brief presentation on what we did with them.
What kind of insurance are you,
It's all in here.
but what types of insurance?
Yeah, it's supplemental life and health.
So we're from Globe Life, the Liberty National Division, and we've been around since 1900. As a company, we have more policyholders than any other life insurance company in the country. We have received top financial strength ratings from AM Best. We're a member of the Better Business Bureau, and we've been named to the Ward's Top 50 Life Health List. Next slide I'm going to show you, I get very mixed emotions on if you're sports fans. Some people tell me there's the door, but we are the official life insurance of the Texas Rangers, the Dallas Cowboys, and a proud partner of FC Dallas. I don't know if that swings you guys either way, but at least we can say some pretty big names trust us. So what we do is at no cost to the employers, we help attract and retain employees with some much needed benefits. And then we help those employees protect those they care about most. So of course, themselves and their families. And then we also help the employers and the employees save on some valuable tax dollars. Before I get into that though, I'll tell you a little bit about what makes our company different. So we do offer a unique life benefit that no other company offers, which I'll go into greater detail with. And then we do a needs-based approach. So basically, if you were to work with us, we would come in, sit down one-on-one with each employee for about 5 to 10 minutes at a time. This is where we gauge their interest on what we have and kind of go through asking them, maybe does something like cancer run in their family? Is that something they have a concern of getting themselves one day? If that's the case, we have something we can take a look at with them. But we also do 2 free introductory offers for each employee. This is at no cost to them, and they get this regardless of if they pick anything else up. It's just a thank you for bringing us in to work with you guys. The first of those is an accidental death coverage. So it's $3,000 in coverage for each employee. If they're married, $3,000 for their spouse, and then any dependent kids, $1,000 in coverage. We also do a discount card. This is the second free offer. It's going to be anywhere from 10 to 85% discounts that they're going to be getting on vision and hearing, prescription drugs, and chiropractic care. I know someone once used it for LASIK eye surgery, so you can use it for some pretty crazy stuff. But basically, they get a little card in the mail. It has a website on it that they can go to, type in their area code, and it brings up the providers in their area, as well as the exact discounts that they'll get with it. So with the unique life benefit that I mentioned earlier, it's called Group Term Life. It's coverage to the age of 100, but it has the option to be paid up at 65. So one less thing that they have to worry about paying for after they retire. It's totally portable. So when they leave the job here, whether they quit, get fired, retire, no matter the reason, this coverage will go with them and nothing will change. So premiums won't skyrocket, benefit amount won't decrease, nothing like that. And then the first 50,000 of it is pre-tax. So on the employer side of this, any dollar that they're spending, that the employees are spending on a pre-tax product, it's something that's not going to count towards FICA, FUTA, and other payroll taxes, which is where you guys see the greatest tax savings. But a little example we like to use is a 35-year-old male tobacco user. And we say that because we don't do any gender rates or tobacco rates, occupational rates, we don't do any of that. If you wanted to get $30,000 in coverage, it would be about $17.22 a week. No tax savings since it's not through the workplace. So $17.22 a week for life. Whereas if you brought us in and offered it through the workplace, the same employer would be paying $8.74. They'd see $1.75 tax savings. So $6.99 paid up at 65 rather than that $17.22 for life. A little over $500 in savings a year. We also offer a cancer policy. This is unique to our company because we have no lifetime maximum. Other companies like Aflac will limit the employees to 4 claims a month. We don't limit the amount of claims you can file. We don't limit the amount of payouts we'll do. Also, if you go into remission, a lot of companies will drop your coverage and then you can't get it again later if the cancer comes back. If you go into remission, we keep your coverage in place. That way you're still covered if it comes back later. When you were first diagnosed, though, you receive $3,500. If it comes back again later, $3,500 again. For every chemotherapy and radiation treatment, you receive $500 per treatment. So if you're going to 4 days a week, you're going to get $500 4 days a week. For the hospital confinement, the first 90 days you spend in the hospital, you receive $250. And after that, it goes up to $600 a day to make up for the lost time at work. And then with the transportation, this is also unique to our company. So we'll reimburse if the cancer patient is referred out of state for treatment. We reimburse up to 6 round-trip flights a year for them and a loved one to travel. Other companies, they'll reimburse for that cancer patient and they can't afford to take someone else with them. So we take care of that for them. We also offer a critical illness policy. This one is a lump sum benefit. So they choose an amount between $10,000 and $50,000. And this covers for stroke, also heat stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, organ transplant, as well as the loss of vision, hearing, and limbs, which can come along with diabetes. Basically, if any of those things were to happen to them, they file their claim and then our company writes the check for the amount they chose. A lot of people ask us if it has to go towards medical bills. It doesn't. They can use the money for paying for kids in college, a mortgage, whatever they want to use it towards. I'm sorry?
It's a one-time.
Yes, a
Yes.
one-time payout.
And then the last thing we offer is an accident protector. So this is coverage 24 hours a day on and off the job. If they get hurt on the job, it pays on top of workers' comp. But at home, we're talking like broken bones, stitches, car accident. The craziest one, I think I heard someone ask me if their horse kicks them in the chest, will it cover? And it will. I don't know if anyone here has horses, but they can go wherever they want, PCP, ER, Med Express. It doesn't matter where they go. They just have to go within 48 hours. Otherwise, probably not an emergency. But they just take a picture of the bill wherever they go and they upload it using the quick claims process. And then money gets directly deposited into their bank account within 24 to 48 hours. So there's no calling 1-800 numbers or waiting weeks to see that money. It's very quick, hence the quick claims process. But basically the way it works, like I mentioned earlier, I would come in, sit down one-on-one with each employee for a few minutes at a time, first get them set up on the 2 free offers, and then complete that needs-based analysis and offer them protection wherever they have a need. All we ask is that you allow them to do it through payroll deduction. That way you can both take advantage of that tax savings. But do you guys have any questions?
No, it sounds similar to Aflac. I don't mean any disrespect.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Parker, how we normally handle this is we set up a time for them to come in to meet with not each individual employee at a time. I think we've set up schedules before, and if they choose to, and I think we have a policy that we have to have a certain amount of people that want to participate.
Okay.
And I could, correct me wrong. if I'm
Yes,
wrong.
I don't know those numbers right off the top of my head, but we can review that.
But if, you want to give, I can tell by the reaching into his pocket what you're. So if you could work with him to see how
Sure.
you want to move forward with this.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yes,
So we'll work.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that takes care of all the items on the agenda. I will entertain a motion. Motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None? Motion carried. Pat,